What's up, guys? So welcome back to another breakdown video where I share with you my directional bias on gold, EurUsd and GbpUsd for the upcoming trading week. So before I step onto the chart to show you what I'm looking at on EU, on gold and on GU, please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so that you don't miss out on other future important videos like this one. Okay, so real quick, let's step onto the chart and let's see what we have for the upcoming trading week. So I'm gonna begin with gold. Okay, let's start with gold. So gold, I'm gonna start from the higher time frame, say weekly time frame. Okay, let's start telling the story from there. So in on the weekly time frame, price is bullish. Okay, the price is bullish because we are reacting from this decisional point of interest over here, and we have this high to get to, right? In fact, we have taken out this high already, so we have this one to get to, this one. Boom. Okay, so this kind of looks like this, boom, complex pullback, right? And then we take out this complex pullback over here, and then we want to push up. Okay, so this is the complex pullback, right? And we've taken this guy out nicely with a wick, and we are reacting from an internal structure, which means we can get there. Okay, so that's what a weekly time frame is saying. Still bullish. It's still bullish on that one. Then I can now step onto the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, if you remember, I think 2-3 weeks ago or somewhere last month, I made this projection, okay, where I said price is going to fly all the way to the top. Okay, so again, this will be my overall target right in here. Now, this is 2 days, so 1 day. So what happened is, in here, after this break or structure, we never had a pullback. After this guy, after we had this break, we never had a pullback. Okay, so one way or the other I can expect a pullback. Okay, but before price will make that pullback, this tiny guy over here needs to be taken out. Okay, so if I step onto like intraday time frames, you're going to see it proper. So you're going to have something like this. So now we have this guy over here. Pull back a little, so we have this low over here which needs to be taken out. Okay, we need to take out that guy nicely. If we don't take this guy out, we are never going down. Okay, we are never ever going down. So presently I think that yes, price is ready to drop down into at least this area over here. That's what I'm thinking. Then if we decide to break this low, then we're gonna head more down, right? So in here, why am I saying this? Simply because we've had a clean break of structure and we've had price starting to do something like this. You can see we have this tiny pullback, tiny structure in the way, internal structure, and then we have this one, and then we have this, which means we are likely to do this. Okay, that's what I'm thinking anyway. Yeah, but currently all what I know is we've just reacted from this guy, and I'll just be paying attention to what the lower time frames will be doing in here for more confirmation. So this is M5. So on M5 you can see that we actually took out this internal structure high, which is also confirming a pullback. Okay, because the moment a high or low is taken out, we can get a little retracement first before the move continues. Okay, so in here presently I will be looking at this low over here. That's what I'll be looking at. If price does this, boom, okay, if price takes this guy out, then I'll be very sure to look at price, like let's say make a retracement into this guy over here like this. Okay, then we drop, we continue the drop. So if this low gets taken out, yes, the move will be confirmed for me. But when price is also coming down, I'll be paying attention to this point of interest over here, because if this guy doesn't break, we're not going to go down. So it means that we can have that break of this low, retrace up a little into the zone, drop back into this before we can tell the story here. Or better still, we may not even necessarily let's say break and retrace in here. No, we're just going to break and then come straight into this guy. Then in here we're going to see if the bulls are going to hold still to push to the top, or we're going to break right, and continue to the downside. So that will be my clean story on gold. Okay, so that is it. Now we can step on to GbpUsd. Today my favorite will be the last. So the first shall be the last. Anyway, so on GbpUsd, I'm looking at, first of all, higher time frame, daily. Okay, on the daily time frame, very simple, right? In here we have, to me, I think this is the low that created the high. Okay, this is the daily low anyway, but I feel like this is the weekly low. After breaking structure, we create a weekly high. So daily, we've broken this. Okay, now in here we have a daily break, but if you watch this, price is returning from a very important zones of the weekly time frame. Okay, so this is like a weekly demand. So if you're watching here, like, it's telling similar story like EU. Okay, when we get to EU, you're gonna see that. So in here, even though we've had this daily break of structure, yes, I'll still react to respect myself and put a supply in here, but I know that this supply can be taken out. Okay, it has a higher tendency to be taken out. Okay, so now that I have this, it means that I'm working inside this high, this low, because we had a break in here. Okay, so I'll be expecting what, a retracement of this leg and a continuation of the weekly leg. Okay, so that's what I'll be looking at. So right in here, I can now go ahead to what, define my internal what structures. So presently what I have is, I can now begin to look at what my internal structures to see what they are doing or what they are saying. So I can now go on to, like, let's say H4 time frame. Now on the H4 time frame, what I can see is this is not H4 structures anyway, but then in here what I can see is a clean low, okay, that created a new high. I've been talking about this for the past 2 weeks now, okay, that we're gonna break, and we've broken. So yes, we've broken this guy over here. Okay, again, we're gonna expect what, a pullback. Okay, why? Price is reacting from what I call reactive zones. Okay, so we can expect a pullback at least, okay, before we move to the top. Anyway, so in here, just define your point of interest. So after every break of structure, define your point of interest. So I have this guy over here. I have this guy right in here as my POI. Okay, that's the first one, and I'm sure there will be other ones inside here, probably this one, because it led to a BOS. Okay, either this one, or you can cover up to this low nicely. Okay, so we can expect a pullback. Okay, we can expect a pullback, but as to whether that pullback will happen or not will depend on what the lower time frames are saying. Okay, so real quick, let's step on to, like, let's say lower time frames, and you're going to realize that this is the last low that has been created. This one, boom. Okay, this is my last low over here, which means if you're going to have a drop to the downside, we need to break this guy. But it doesn't mean that we can't get a sell. We can get a sell actually, but when we get any sell, we just have to respect this guy over here. So probably M5 is going to give a clear something. So in here, what I have is we've had this break in here, we've had this tiny break in there. Okay, nicely. So you're having price in this 1, 2, I mean, so many breaks in here. So presently, I think we can have this reaction like this to come down. Okay, and when it is coming down, also I'll pay attention to this guy. I would love to see it taken out. Personally, I would love to see it taken out. So if this guy gives us any reaction, then I'm sure we're gonna come in here. If this guy decides to hold, then we can push up a little more before we drop. Okay, that is to take out this previous day high or previous weekly high, I'm sure, but previous day high is confirmed. This is Friday's high, so we can respect this guy, push up a little to take out this previous weekly high or previous day high, sorry, before we drop. Okay, or better still, we can have price just moving all the way down like this nicely, break this guy. Okay, after the break of this guy, then we can now come up, and people will be looking forward to sell from here, which is very true, very right. But then again, the first scenario that I gave can be presented first. We take out the previous day's high before we drop down. Okay, sometimes we may not even be traced, we just drop. Okay, so that'll be what I'll be looking at on GbpUsd. So it looks like all the pairs are giving some kind of a bearish pullbacks. Let's see what EU also has to say in this. So EU daily time frame, very simple. Keep it simple, guys. don't stress. Don't stress. So again, EU, I remember when we step onto the weekly time frame, this is my weekly POI. This guy over here, boom, and that is where price is coming from. Okay, so on the daily time frame, what am I looking at? We have a daily breakout structure. So you see it has similar story, like is it a gold or GU, one of them. So this one is it break, which means I think it was GU. Yeah, this one is a daily POI, but again, because we are coming from what weekly zones, we can take this guy out. Okay, so if you remember, I had some obstacles marked. This was the first one, and the second one was here, and we took out this guy on Friday. Okay, took out this guy on Friday, which means we are likely to come into this one and most likely even break or sometimes react from here and continue to drop to the downside. Okay, so in here I can now step onto my intraday time frames. Let me go to each one anyway. So I can now step onto my intraday. Each one is also intraday time frame anyway, so that's fine. So right in here, where is my low, my high? This is my low that has created my high. Okay, so just define your POI. So going ahead to define my POI, this is my guy, nicely created. Okay, why? Took out liquidity and we pushed up to break structure. Simple as that. So again, I'm looking for what? A retracement down. Okay, very, very simple. But if any retracement will happen, again, lower time frames. Okay, so I think in here my obstacle, it shouldn't be this guy anyway. It shouldn't be this guy because, well, I'll just pay attention to this lows in here. But I'm pretty much sure that if we are dropping down, we're going to take out this guy. Pretty much sure. So in here, I think there should be something in here that we should look at on, let's say, M5. Okay, but I've already defined it. We need to come down a little. Okay, retracement. So presently, this is the last low over here, like an obstacle. Okay, which will confirm the retracements. So what can happen is, again, because we are still having that bullish momentum, okay, break, price can just drop into this guy like this, push up to take out the previous daily high. Okay, before, if we decide to drop, why not? Then we continue the drop. Once we take out this high, this low will be the significant low, which means when we break this guy, price can now continue the move all the way to the downside. And we can also have a situation where price wouldn't have to, you know, respect this guy. No, we'll just break, just like I did on GU, and then maybe either pull back to continue the move, or sometimes no pullback. Okay, just a shallow one, maybe a shallow one, and then we just continue the move all the way to the downside. But I believe that when we are coming down, this guy is most likely to be taken out, most likely, because if you watch, there is liquidity sitting here. Okay, trendline liquidity, Asian low, other lows over here, so forming like some kind of trendline liquidity. So most definitely we can take this guy out and probably have a reaction from here. Okay, maybe a reaction from here. Okay, so that is what I'll be looking at on all these three pairs. So all these three pairs are preaching some kind of like bearish retracements. Okay, we need to start some bearish retracements, but they're all bullish anyway. They're all bullish on the higher time frames, but we can capitalize on these bearish retracement that are about to happen. So these are all what I'm looking at on EurUsd, on gold, and on GbpUsd. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, leave a like, a comment in the comment section, and I'll see you within the week with another insightful video. Stay safe, have a blessed week. All the best. Bye bye.